Hello gamers, El Perro here and welcome to a guide to Starsiege Deadzone. Before we get into the action, a brief summary of the game because it's very new. Deadzone is essentially what would happen if you took Escape from Tarkov and Dark and Darker, set them up on a date in space, they fell in love, got married, had a baby. And I know what you're thinking, that game already exists, it's the Cycle Frontier. Well sadly, that game is dead, gone, and I doubt we'll be hearing from them again. The devs gave this description for Deadzone on Steam, but essentially, it's an extraction shooter game, lots of loot, lots of PvP. If you're watching this video, you're probably fairly familiar with the gameplay loop of these games, but just in case I'll give a summary. First off, you grab your gear from your inventory or whatever you'll need from the raid, and then you move on to select the map. In this game, you select the map based on your character level, as well as how many people you'd like to play with on your team. Once that's all done, hop into the lobby for some shenanigans. The lobby's currently missing voice chat between the players, but still lots of funny stuff going on. For example, this bloke lost his feet and didn't seem particularly happy about it. Once the lobby's done, you'll load in and you all know what to do. Checking crates, checking enemies, getting kills, getting loot. It's as simple as that. And if you are lucky or skilled enough to make it further into the raid, you might find an extract pod and hopefully you can get out before you're brutally murdered or before the map disintegrates around you in the closing ring effect that will kill everyone. After that, you can check out your XP in the display bar at the end and check if you made any progress in your seasonal or daily challenges, which grant XP and reward boosts. And finally, sell everything you don't need to the traders, gear up again, rinse and repeat. Moving on to the weapons, abilities and armor in the game. There's two key weapon types, kinetic and plasma. Kinetic used for PvP and plasma for PvE, although in a pinch you can switch up and use whatever you like, including melee if that tickles your fancy. The rarity system is, as you've seen before, grey to gold, grey to orange, increasing stat bonuses with every level and difficulty to procure the higher the level. I haven't found any of the weapons to be unusable. Here you can see me absolutely dropping this guy with a pistol. And here you can see me moving on to something a little bit meatier. I have found myself loving the full auto weapons. The minigun, SMG and LMG are all particularly fun to use because you can really just hose people down. You've also got abilities and perks to be thinking about. The abilities include turrets, invisibility, teleportation, drop shields, teammate revive, anything you can imagine is in there. You've got 1 slot to start with and you'll progress to 4 slots by the time you're fully leveled. There's also perks. The perks are essentially buffs for your abilities. They may make them last longer or make them more powerful. In this clip, you have a little opportunity to watch me using the teleportation to good effect. This seems to work really well as a solo, but often when you deploy it against teams, someone out of the 3 of them will notice the blue effect that occurs when you use it. This guy did not.
This is Sparta!
I've also had a lot of fun with the invisibility perk, but this was not one of those times. The game has a fairly unique armor skill tree system, being that they are interlinked. Essentially, if you die, you do not lose your armor because your armor is your means of customizing your character's skill tree. Each piece of armor grants a boost to health and shield, but additionally, depending on the rarity, will give you 1 or more skill points in a specific area. By comboing armor pieces to get 2, 4 or 6 points in different areas, you will grant new abilities that allow you to move faster, open doors faster, unlock crates, hack locked areas, etc, etc. Essentially, if you want to level up a specific tier of the skill tree, you need to find or buy or craft items that have those skills allocated. If you can't find them, you need to craft or buy them over and over again, essentially re-rolling the stats on the item until you get the customization that you want. In order to do that, you can either spend a lot of money and reach the requisite level to buy them, or you can find the parts you need in raid, which will be green, blue, purple, orange, etc. in colour, and use them to craft it for a much smaller fee. That's basically all you need to know about crafting. Pick up anything that has a hammer in the icon because that'll be to do with crafting, and as you play the game you'll pick up on what parts you need and which parts you don't. Thanks for watching the video, I hope you found it helpful. If you did, drop a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you all in the Deadzone.